there's one extremely important factor we haven't considered. Skin color.
Wait, what?
Objection! Jesus!
Each round, 2 creators will go head-to-head debating hot topics that can object at will. All of the non-debaters will vote after their time is up, and as judge, I will decide who won if there's a tie. The blue side is for the prompt, and the orange side is against it. Since it was the first round, I wanted to start strong. Terran and Nerp, you are up. The prompt is, melee deserves the most offense. Terran, you are for this prompt. Nerp, you are against it. 5 minutes on the clock, go.
Firstly, no, because objectively, melee is basically a ranged class too, because every single melee weapon has a projectile for some reason. It doesn't make sense, okay?
Actually, not every melee weapon has a projectile. There are even some weapons that are true melee, even in late hard mode. The Horseman's Blade, for example. My second point is that what other class should have the most defense?
It should probably be a mage because it's the only class. I don't know. You know what? You got me there. Here's a good argument. Here's your IP. This is where you live. You live in eating right here, so shut the f*** up.
Terran, you gotta object to that. Come on.
You may know my IP, but I have more defense.
If you're telling me something like the Zenith, for example, that can just start anything on screen, which has, dare I say, the most damage in the game, is it really fair to have it to have the most defense in the game too? You're literally an immovable object and an unstoppable force at the same time. Obviously, that's endgame. But then if you think like post-Pantera 2, melee is objectively one of the strongest classes. Coming right off of hard mode, it's objectively one of the strongest because of the Shadow Flame Knife, which is barely even a melee projectile.
Yeah, I get you. Melee does not make sense because some weapons that should be ranged are assigned to the melee class. That doesn't mean that melee should have less defense. It means that these weapons that aren't even melee in the first place should be like reclassed. So like Shadow Flame Knife should go to the ranged class, and maybe some swords that shoot projectiles should go to the mage class. Like Star Fury, it was in the beginning a magic weapon.
Of course, right, of course, but like if they're gonna keep melee how it is now, then it's kind of stupid for them to just be like, oh, yes, look at this, we're gonna make it the most highest defense and most damage in the game. But no, like, come on, that's stupid because melee just ain't balanced. If they want to keep melee how it is, they should make it another class. Like, oh hey, we've got like a berserker class or something where it's like, oh, this ranged bullshit, or they should either change the class, but they should make the defense less. Whereas it's kind of
1 minute left.
One more thing that I want to say is in every video game, the melee class is the most tanky.
It's not melee. It's
But,
not
like,
melee. I see it. It's not melee. It doesn't make sense.
Breaker Blade is melee. Breaker Blade is melee, so everything makes
Yeah,
sense.
indeed.
And it's time. Here's how it works. I make a poll and everyone votes with the check mark or an X. For this one, Terran was swiftly defeated, so Nerp will be moving on. But if you thought that debate was one-sided, boy, are you in for a treat, since next up was Wasafi and Gooberdo.
Okay. I'm excited for this one.
Previously removed bosses should be re-added. Wasafi is for, Goober is against.
Damn it.
Hey, can we swap? Wait, swap?
Yeah, that's fine. Here.
I just get to debate normally. I don't have to come up with anything.
Bro's the biggest Turkor hater on the planet.
5 minutes on the
jumps in
clock.
first.
Go.
The 3 bosses that are of discussion are Lepus, Turkor, and Okram. Everyone wants Okram back because, oh, it was there and now it isn't. Let's be honest, it was a terrible boss. It was just Eye of Cthulhu with added projectiles and, like, enemy spam. Mechanically, Okram was terrible, and people only want it back because of bias and, like, nostalgia. Lepus, it didn't do anything except for, like, spawn itself and ruin a run and also give you greater healing potions at the start of the game, which is very balanced. Turkor, the only one I kind of like. It is interesting in concept. I don't think any of them need to exist the way they are. If they have to be brought back, bring them back mechanically, except for Okram. Okram's just Eye of Cthulhu. We don't need to bring him back.
I feel like Akram, yeah, you're right about him being poorly designed, but that's because it was like older. I feel like he's kind of supposed to be like the mechanical brain of Cthulhu, right? Because there's like the Destroyer, he's the mechanical eater. There's the twins, they're the mechanical eye. There's Skeletron Prime.
Sure
Skeletron Prime, he's mechanical Skeletron.
The problem with that idea is Okram is intended to be after them. Like, it was the final boss. And also, it's not like it's because it's old that it's bad. It's just because that it wasn't made by Zoologic. Zoologic didn't make Okram. They didn't make any of that stuff. All of the mobile exclusive content was made by the mobile developers. So that's why it has different design philosophy, and it's all frankly pretty lazy.
Yeah, so it wasn't really like officially made by them.
You know, you're supposed to disagree with me, by the way.
I'm trying to disagree with you, but you're making it very hard when you're being.
You're just so right.
Get
Can
it,
you just call
man.
this here then? Like-
Yeah, no, I forfeit.
With over half of his time remaining on the clock, Wasafi takes a W, joining Nerp on the left side of the bracket.
I completely agree with every point he made, but because I was like 7 and had nostalgia.
Yeah, that's why I brought up the nostalgia immediately. That's why
Now-
everyone wants it back.
Next contestants, some familiars. Diet, Dirt, and Rye, you are pinned against each other.
That's so funny.
Let's go.
Alright, 5 minutes on the clock. Your prompt is Ranger is a boring class. Diet Dork, you are for this. Rye, you are against this. 5 minutes on the clock. Go.
Dude, Ranger is actually so tragic. All you're doing is buying ammo. And I think that Ranger has the least unique weapons in the entire game because most of them are just focused on making ammunition somewhat unique and special, but because of that, they don't really add that many different unique characteristics to each weapon, like the Onyx Blaster or the Star Cannon or Celebration Mark II.
Well, I object.
Uh-oh.
Every ranger weapon has its own unique ability. See, we use the Onyx Blaster. It's like a shotgun, but it emits one big bullet. Now we got the Sailor Storm Bow. It has arrows coming down from the sky. And this is not even to include all the different types of ammo. If you use holy arrows, there's stars that come down as well. Imagine that. Imagine you're a human in real life and someone uses that. You see stars raining from the sky. I think I'll be pretty happy, wouldn't you?
While I agree that seeing some stars strike some of my 9th grade bullies would be humorous to my funny bone, I feel like there's only a fraction of those guns that have those epic abilities, because most of those are only in hard mode, and there's only a few of them. Most of them are stuff such as just bows, where the ammunition are the only semi-unique things, and in pre-hard mode, the only unique gun in there is just there's a gun that's half of a shark and half gun, and completely awesome.
Exactly,
Ranger
pretty
class
awesome.
experience. 90% of the other guns are just a travesty beyond comprehension.
Well, the other guns are still pretty cool. You know, they shoot. You can do trick shots. You can fall from the sky and hit something in the head. That's sick. You can fight bosses. You know, like you said with the Mega Shark, you can rapidly fire. There's multiple possibilities. Different bullets, chlorophyte bullets, locked onto enemies. You know, I'm all for that. It's like aim assist. It's just a free win. Who doesn't like that?
Oh, I got frontal lobe damage, so I just like big swords that swing and do absurd amounts of damage to enemies because I'm just dumb like that.
So you think melee is more fun than ranger?
Yes!
That is
You
time.
can't utilize
I'm
your
a-
full
I'm a
potential.
full hater.
That is time.
That is time.
Alright.
Oh my god, you expect me to vote for you? When
That
you're
was so
talking,
good.
When you're talking about boring, you're like, yeah, it's in a honey bottle with max defense. I don't have to move. What do you mean? What do you mean?
No way. That's not fun. That's not fun.
Dude,
Neither is
you
Ray.
don't understand. It's so peak.
Everyone vote, please.
understand.
Alright. Alright, yeah, it's just sweet.
Sitting in a pool is so peaky, you say.
Dude, idle games are so peak, you don't understand.
Why out here with the... You are as worthless as a summer ant.
Don't make me change my vote.
Oh my god. So it is a tie. My ruling is... Diet, you move on.
Hey, get
What?
Rye initially had a strong argument,
Stop the count.
but
Stop
he
the
lost
count.
me after he said something about honey bottles. I was like, wait, what?
Melee users stay winning.
While Rye is crashing out over Ranger, Diet is the first to make it to the second round on the right side of the bracket. Who will be accompanying him?
Hey, I've been paying attention to how things have been going. I know we're against each other. Okay, well, let me just say, I've been noticing something about all of these previous debates, and holy f***, none of these debates are even moderately feral. And I'm here to bring the feral.
we're gonna.
And I'm glad someone is, because I saved the most special prompt for Micra and Wyatt. It ended up being feral after all, so much so it became the thumbnail. The Zoologist. Hear me out.
Hear me
Wyatt,
out.
you are for the
actually
statement.
this one.
Micra, you are against it.
Time
5 minutes
started.
on the clock, go.
All right, let me tell you something. I'm a man who loves deeply and feels intense emotions. And there is something about the Zoologist and the fact that she is just immensely passionate about the preservation of wildlife, really just make you want boing boing, alright? Specifically.
Absolute cinema.
And you know what? If you want to disparage her because she was hit by a curse of all things that made her grow fox ears, that's not her fault. You can't blame her for that. And you know what? Personally, it does something for me, okay?
Now listen, everyone, I'm sure you know me. I'm sure you've seen my profile picture. I'd rather the curse be there than not. But there's one huge issue with this. If you think about it, like the werewolf transformation thing happens full moon, right? That means you only get the good stuff once a freaking month. That's just not worth it.
With women, you already only get the good stuff once a month.
That is somewhat incriminating information, my good man. So you're telling me I've got to wait a whole lunar cycle just to get it the way I want. That is just completely unfair, and I hold myself to a higher standard when it comes to a relationship.
Okay, however, I don't think
just to interlude here as judge, Micra, how often should it be then to get the good stuff?
It should be more accessible, and the fact that it isn't means you gotta bargain. You gotta constantly move everything around it. It's not worth the effort.
Interesting. Wyatt, please continue.
I think it's an unrealistic expectation to expect her to be able to control a curse that's entirely out of her control. And I genuinely think that the merits of her character are so much greater than the demerits of a curse that she has no control over. If you take a look at everything she does, she brings pets to the town. She brightens up every room that she steps into. There's something about that is just immensely attractive to her, and simultaneously, I would let her walk me on a dog leash, no license.
Hey, you're being non-loyal to the hairstylist, man.
All I'm saying, I just think that women should walk me on a dog leash. And I don't think that has anything to do with this argument, and I don't know why you're bringing it up.
I mean, if he wants to be walked on a dog leash, I mean...
There's one extremely important factor we haven't considered. Skin color.
Wait, what?
Objection! Jesus!
No, he doesn't want to hit that diversity quota.
My rebuttal to that is I'm going to sit here in silence for 1 minute until the timer is up.
Oh my gosh.
I only had that much plotted.
Racism was your only thing plotted?
It's the end-all be-all. It's the final weapon.
It was his ace in the hole. It was his ace in the hole.
This was your argument
It was my
against hearing Wyatt out about the zoologist?
It was my race in the hole. I'm sorry. I dropped the single hardest bombshell in this entire recording so far, and I will sit with that.
I can one-up you.
Okay, guys, this is why you get a lawyer.
That's another time.
No,
Oh
I
my
think
god.
I allow-
Wyatt, you know what? Just for your very strong introduction, my ruling is Wyatt, you move on.
And Micah, I recommend you call up Saul Goodman.
Alright, here are the semi-finalists. Now, you're probably wondering, fellas, how is this gonna work? Now, you see, there is a huge twist I've had stored since the beginning. That bracket I showed you is even the real bracket. The real bracket is that this time, we got teams.
We've been duped. We've been bamboozled.
Nerp and
Wasafi,
Wasafi, you are the left team. Diet and Wyatt, you are the right team.
You just wanted that to rhyme. I hate
Just
you.
wanted it to rhyme.
The concept is whipstacking is fair and balanced. Nerp and Wasafi, you are for this. Wyatt and Diet,
I really
you
hate
are
you, actually.
against this. 5 minutes on timer, go.
It's such an esoteric strategy that requires really digging deep and like watching YouTube videos to figure out, and then it just kind of breaks the game. Like the average player isn't gonna go around whip stacking. You're not gonna be like,
Excuse me, I'm gonna get out my firecracker and I'm gonna get on my Cool Whip and it's gonna explode and make snowflakes.
no, who cares?
Objection.
The game without
Okay,
it. It's not
Nerp,
that
it is
hard.
your turn.
I would like to say that I think the whip stacking whole, like, oh, hey, the people don't know, like, oh, it's hard to figure out. I think it rewards that. I think it should reward that. It should reward the player for being smart and using the head.
Alright, interruption. It is
Mechanically.
Wyatt.
For using your head, how about you use your head to block a single whip, buddy?
Alright, interruption. It is now back to Nerp.
I guess I'm just not a part of this.
Whip stacking is actually more balanced than you think because you have to, like, think, okay, I'm gonna change my whips while I'm also trying to dodge the enemy, which means it should offer more damage, like how melee should be.
Yeah, it takes a lot of effort for me to use the scroll wheel on my mouse while
That's
I'm
what I'm
clicking.
saying. I turn off about 30% of my brain cells, embrace my frontal lobe damage, and I just stick to the one whip. Because, you know, altering between two, that's like activating at least a few more neurons than necessary when I'm playing a 2D.
Exactly, so it's worth using more of your small brain, dare I say.
Okay, Whipstacking. It's interesting mechanically. The way it works is pretty stupid, but it is a nice risk and reward, which whips are in general. Whips, as a concept, change up the gameplay of Summoner from just being a little boo-boo baby goo-goo gaga and running away from everything to getting in with your low defense to get some more damage and some added benefits. Whipstacking, as a thing, allows more intentional gameplay in a previously pretty brain-dead class.
The counterpoint that I have to what you say is that sure, you are running around like a little baby when you don't have whips, but you can also do it just as effectively with one whip, and I beat the entire game without using whips, period, as a summoner, with the toes on my feet.
Simply mechanically speaking, I disagree with you, alright? Because, dude, what even is a whip?
Nerp and Wasafi, you move on. I agree with Diet, but unfortunately it's not enough to win for his team. But you may notice something. The next round is the finals. Who will win Terraria debate after coming so far? Grand finals. We are down to 2. Nerp and Wasafi. Last one. Betsy should be recognized as an actual boss. Nerp.
Please let me be the one for it.
Fine. Wasafi, you are for it. Nerp, you are against it.
I'm doing this for you, Kepples.
Literally, who inspired this question? 5 minutes on the timer. Go.
Okay, first of all, what Old One's Army? Do I have to say anything else?
Yes, you do.
Oh, fuck. So, why the f should you consider a boss from that shitty ass event? Not even a boss, it's a mini boss.
Have you tried it recently, ever since 1.4.4?
No.
Exactly. The update fixed every single issue with that. You can skip all the waiting periods, and Betsy, in the code, is considered a boss.
If you die, this boss doesn't despawn, but normal enemies...
And if you're like, oh, you have to do a whole event, have you ever heard of Moonlord? It's nothing new for Terraria.
I know I'm insane. I'm not so insane as to the fact where I'm gonna go out my way to play this fucking random ass event that gives you mediocre items at most.
Not everyone has to be a completionist and fight every single boss in a single playthrough. That doesn't ruin the point that Betsy should be considered a boss, when it basically already is. In the code it has everything that a boss already has, like a treasure bag. The only thing it's missing is an expert mode item, which at that, it's a full boss. All I'm saying is if you vote for me, you're voting for Kepples.
Alright, here we go. Final vote. Alright, might have been a little unbalanced, actually giving Wasafi 4, but you know what? Content. Congratulations Wasafi for winning Terraria debate. He had strong arguments time and time again, while undermining his opponents, even at a prompt disadvantage. If you enjoy this content for its creativity and passion, why not let YouTube know? Additionally, you'll know when I drop Terraria Jeopardy 2 featuring Bench and Tubsy. Also join the Discord, as I want to host more giveaways for Terraria and Brawl Passes, and maybe even host some shows for viewers. Anyways, thanks for watching, and until next time.